Hi guys, and welcome to another Watch Geek video and another unboxing and first impressions. Today we're featuring a new brand on the channel called Nadir, and they come from Germany. This is their second model, but it's basically just a variant of their original model called Vespera. This is the Vespera GMT. So let's check out the box. It's this cardboard box with a magnetic hold. As you can see, inside you get the warranty. You get that's on this foamy material. Let's put that away. Then you get the watch and you have the pull tab. Inside you get a traveling pouch, and it's included in each watch. This is just like a leather traveling pouch for, I believe, like 4 watches or something like that. So very nice packaging. Let's take out the watch, and very practical. Whenever you get those watch rolls, it means you can use them for your other watches as well. And here is the Vespera GMT. Now this, first of all, is a true GMT, meaning that they didn't go for the Seiko NH34 that's more used, more commonly used by micro brands. No, they went with a Miyota 9075, so a true traveler's GMT. And the difference is, let me just get it started. The difference is that with the Seiko, you get to move the GMT hand independently. That's called an office GMT because it allows you to track a different time zone than the one you're currently in. The true GMT also allows that, but the true GMT allows you to move the hour hand independently, which means that as you travel around the world and you land in a different time zone, all you have to do is pull out the crown and set the hours to a local time, while the GMT hand is gonna keep track of your home time where you came from. That's why it's more useful for traveling. Whereas a Seiko version, you would have to stop the whole watch, readjust the time, and then put it back, close the crown, and then move the GMT hand back to your home time. So it's less practical for traveling. That's why it's called the office GMT. This also beats at 28,800 bph, and from my personal experience, Miyotas are always better regulated out of the factory than Seiko. It's limited to 50 pieces only, so there are 3 variants. You have this yellow, you have a silver one, and a green one. I went with the yellow because it's yellow and black, and these are the colors of my channel, so naturally I'm gonna go for the yellow. I do like the design. It has somewhat of a cushion case, if we can call it that, and it's 42 millimeters in diameter, 47 lug to lug, and 13 point something thick. That's what they claim. I will have the exact measurements in the corner of the screen. It comes with 22 millimeter lugs, so the strap actually has some presence, and it kind of matches this type of a watch. I do like these types of cushion cases, and as you can see, it's almost completely brushed with just some details or bevels that are polished, so just the way I like it. Sapphire crystal, screw-in crown, 200 meters of water resistance. This is priced at 649 euros, which is roughly about $750, and considering the specs and the fact that it's limited to only 50 pieces with each one individually numbered, it's actually an okay price. The case back is closed, so it's a pretty rough and tough watch that you can take anywhere. Very cool design, very simple. The non-GMT version has a rotating inner rotating bezel, so you have another crown here at 2 o'clock, and that one, let's just say that I prefer this one, because on that one, because of the inner rotating bezel, the dial is slightly smaller, the markers are smaller, everything is kind of smaller, and the watch appears bulkier. With this one, you get this increased legibility because of the size of the markers and hands, and I do like it, and I do love this detail, the yellow line running here. If you go for the green one, it's green. Only on the silver one, it's pretty much invisible. Very cool, very original design, and I can't wait to put this under macro to see the quality. I mean, given the price, it should be more than okay, but we're gonna check it out. The design itself, like I said, original, and yet it's somehow classic, very legible, very easy to read. I do like it. We're gonna do a lume shot. We're gonna put it on my wrist, and that's gonna be it for this unboxing and first impressions. But like I said, do stay tuned for the full review after I spend some time with the watch and once I put it under macro. So let me just put it on my 6.5-inch wrist to see how it wears. But given the dimensions of 42 by 47 or whatever they say, it should fit pretty much perfectly. And here it is on my 6.5-inch wrist. As you can see, the watch is not overhanging, so this is as large as I would like to go. It does have a lot of wrist presence because of this large dial and oversized numerals, but that's something I actually like. Even the leather strap is actually pretty cool because, as you can see, it's black on the outside and yellow on the underside. They say Italian leather, and it does feel and seem high quality. Very cool. Okay, so let's charge the watch. We're gonna turn off the lights and see how it works, how strong the lume is. Okay, so with the watch charged, we're gonna wait for the camera to focus and turn off the lights. And the lume is outstanding. Very nice, very cool, very strong. I do like the fact that the GMT hand is glowing slightly different than the rest of the hands. Very cool. So not only can you not confuse it, but it actually really looks cool. Very nice. Okay, so the lume is more than satisfactory. Anyways, that's it when it comes to this unboxing and first impressions. Like I said, do stay tuned for the full review after I spend some time with the watch, but I do like the design. Very original, yet very legible. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.